Hello, my name is Sonia Blasco, and I am here today just to talk a little bit about a course that I constructed within Canvas. This is not a real course. This is a course that I created just to show my facility with Canvas and also to demonstrate how I might split up a certain subject matter to try to teach about it. So just to take you on a little bit of tour through this course. What I have first is I have a course welcome, which just gives you a little bit of a breakdown about me as an instructor, talks about what we're going to talk about in the course, which in this case is on the language of gender. So looking at the different terms that are used for gender definitions and then how those have evolved over time. This kind of defines, just in a little summary, how the course will be conducted, what will be included, what the workload is, how they can contact me, including email and then discussion forums. They can send me through a message through Canvas. And then it also just has a little bit of a description here about how to use the Canvas itself and where to get started, including introducing yourself and making sure that things are set up in Canvas for you the way that you'd like. It has a course site navigation description. This is just kind of a boilerplate, links to a whole bunch of different things about, the way that Canvas works, just to give the students that introduction. And then also just includes a summary of the course structure and what the activities may include. In the case of this course, it's mostly readings, discussion forum, and homework assignments. I would also, if I were teaching this course, I would definitely include a lecture or PowerPoint. I did not include that within this, since it's just sort of a framework of a course. And then finally, on the introduction here, we have just a description of communication and etiquette, sort of what expectations are, and then how they can interact with each other and how they can interact with me, basically. And it does describe here, it has a summary of etiquette rules, just ideas, guidelines for online communication. So if we go back to the modules here, the way that I have split this up is to start with an introduction on what gender is, looking at definitions of gender, and then splitting it essentially into three core concepts, which would be the ideas that we would explore throughout the semester. So beginning here, we just have some basic definitions of how, a definition from the World Health Organization that just discusses what gender usually refers to. And then the three core concepts that I'm using to kind of frame and chunk the content in this course is the idea that gender is socially constructed, that it exists on a spectrum, and that it doesn't exist in a vacuum, but is actually intersectional with other identities. So those are the three kind of core concepts that we will go through in turn. And then this is just some example readings, kind of summarizing a little bit of what the readings will be about, and then just having the readings themselves. This is on definitions of gender, a discussion topic in which we talk about how you define gender and how has that definition evolved over time. And then an assignment in which I'm asking students to talk about how gender affects everyday life activities. So to take an example of something like, what do you wear every day? Talk about how this is gendered. Does this cause problems or issues? Is this something that's universally true, or is it true only within certain cultures? And here I'm also giving the learning objectives that we're defining that we're covering, excuse me, for this assignment, and just requirements, as well as having the due date in here. So if you go back to the modules, I haven't created all of these yet, but I wanted to just show a little bit about how I would divide it up. So, really just looking at these three core concepts, each of them having readings and probably also a lecture component concluded in a video, or a PowerPoint presentation, and then discussion topic where I'm asking them to apply that knowledge and speak with their classmates about it, so to have that interaction between each other. And then I would also contribute to that discussion. I would read the posts and see if there were things that I wanted people to develop more, if I could ask further questions, things like that. And then assignments that would then sort of allow them to reflect back a bit more about each of the themes. So the three themes being social constructionism of gender, the gender spectrum, what that means, and then the idea of intersectionality and how that connects with gender. And this course was adapted from a course that a workshop that I taught in person at Villanova University. So this is just an example of how you can translate between a in-person workshop and setting and an online setting instead. So that's just an example of how I used Canvas to create this sort of mini course example.